Black Lives Matter Toronto is attending the Police Services Board meeting right now at headquarters, and they're demanding an end to the controversial School Resource Officer program. Travis Danraj joins us now live with more. And Travis, there were some claims that there maybe were some assaults or abuse. Why does Black Lives Matter want these officers out?
Well, Black Lives Matter says that this creates intimidation in schools, and in fact, as you were mentioning, this is a controversial issue. Let me just show you around here right now. We're actually outside the auditorium. I was just inside. It is completely packed. I have been to, dozens of Police Services Board meetings. I haven't seen one like this where there's been overflow actually outside. Black Lives Matter, they arrived just a short time ago, and in fact, a lot of them can't get inside right now. You'll see some bikes that police have set up to create a little bit of a barricade between the auditorium door where the meeting is going on and the folks that are here right now from Black Lives Matter. Sandy Hudson joins me. Good to see you. Tell me a little bit about why there are so many members of Black Lives Matter TO here today.
Well, there's members of Black Lives Matter and community members who are here today because this is such an important issue. Police officers in schools have been discriminating against specifically Black children, specifically Indigenous children, and other racialized youth. And I don't think that there's a world where we need to have guns in schools with kids while they're trying to go to learn.
There are certainly a lot of students inside as well that support the program, that say that these officers make them feel safe, that it fosters a healthy relationship between the police and also youth. In fact, we talked to Councillor Giorgio Mammoliti, and he says that, this is ridiculous that a small group of people are protesting this program. What do you say to that?
So let me ask you something. You said at the top of this that you'd never seen a meeting like this before. How did those kids get in there today? Who brought those kids here to make those statements? I think we know very clearly who did. It's the police who organized to make sure that people like us, and this is the majority, let me be very clear, can't get into that room to talk about how we feel about that program. They don't want to hear from community members. So what have they done? They've pulled kids out of school and they've put their own people in there to fill up the space so that community members can't make the point that they're trying to make.
So you don't think that this was just simply because this is a controversial issue and there are a lot of people that want to talk about it and want to hear about it? You think that this was strategic?
There are a lot of people who want to talk about it. They're outside. Of course it was strategic. Of course it was. There was a motion that was going to be passed last meeting, and then it was deferred to this meeting with the suggestion to, instead of ending the SRO program, which it looked like the board was going to pass, to have a review and not do anything until that review is done. And what people are saying here is that they want a suspension of the program until such a review is done. And there's nothing that should be dangerous about that. There is nothing that they should be afraid of to hear from these people. So what they have done is they've clearly stacked the room.
Well, and they say that you will be heard. There are certainly a number of members of Black Lives Matter TO on the deputant list, and you will be heard. Councillor Mammoliti, when we talked to him as well, he says that this is blatant racism on Black Lives Matter's part.
Racism against who? Are the police a race now? Well, is that what's going on?
No, he's saying
because I never heard that before.
Listen.
What's happening? Mammoliti is not an expert on this. He is not. We are the experts on this. Mammoliti is here to support his friends, okay? What's happening here is that we are being barred from the meeting because they do not want to hear from community members that have an impassioned opinion about this issue. And I don't understand why you would block from a public meeting all of these people here who want to go in and simply say, this program is dangerous, it hurts my children, it hurts my classmates, it hurts my students, and it should no longer exist.
Do you understand, though, that there are certainly a lot of people that support the program, and a lot of students and a lot of school officials as well?
Do I understand that? I understand that nobody asked for this program. When it was created, the TDSB didn't ask for it. It wasn't part of the recommendations that were referenced.
But there certainly are a lot of people that support it. Yeah.
But what we're saying is the support for it is about safety, and this program does not provide safety. What it does is it makes people unsafe, and specifically Black people. That's racism. Mammoliti doesn't know what racism is. This is what racism is. When black people are being targeted disproportionately, that's racism, and they need to do something about that.
Sandy, always passionate, always good to hear your opinion. Thanks for talking to me this afternoon. And we are going to be continuing to talk about this issue. Obviously, a lot of heated opinions on both sides of it. We will be covering the meeting, and we'll tell you what is going to be going on. And as I mentioned, George, 74 deputants right now, at least. That's what I looked at on the list. So this meeting could go well into this evening. We'll send it back to you.